that's not what Trump does. Trump declares, this is peace. No one else could do this but me. I've ended 1,000 years of conflict. If he just wouldn't lie so badly, like, I think the American people would buy what he's selling. But
let's talk a little bit about the Middle East. As you know, Ron, and you've correctly pointed, a few weeks ago, Donald Trump was saying there's peace in the Middle East. He said the war is over, just like he said he would end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. He was lying about this as well. Ceasefire has been broken. You can make the argument by both sides. More bombings yesterday, more innocent people getting killed, and nothing from Donald Trump. He was just preaching to all of us, Ron, a few weeks ago that there was peace and the war was over. Now, we all know that that was BS, but we're not hearing much from the Trump administration about this now, are we?
Another frustration with the media here is that, Trump makes these big announcements, whether it's trade deals or, investments. This company's investing trillions of dollars in building all these plants in the United States, or I've ended this war, I've ended that war. And the announcements get huge coverage and huge reaction from the media. And then, a day later, we always find out, okay, where's the specifics? Like, what are the details on some of this stuff? And we either get them and find out, oh, this is not like he claimed. The EU gave him 550 million or billion. I think it was $1 billion that they were going to allow him to invest however they wanted. EU was just giving him a check for 550 billion. Then, Ursula von der Leyen, the EU commissioner, comes out and says, oh no, actually, we're not giving him any money. That's just a pledge over the next 5 years that we will invest that much in the United States. A promise. It's like calling into the old telethons and promising to send them a check for money, and then you don't do it. I mean, come on. So once again, here we are, much fanfare. He rushes over to Israel, big press conferences, Nobel Peace Prizes, all the leaders fly in, and literally within 24 hours, this is unraveling. And they're shooting at each other again today. And Netanyahu announced today he's going to launch more bombing of Gaza, and Gaza is announcing that Israel's violated the agreement already. I mean, this thing came apart 24 hours after they had the big announcement. And yet, look at all the coverage on the announcement. How much coverage has there been that this whole thing is BS and never happened? There's virtually no peace. Yes, I mean, we got the hostages back. Okay, that's a good thing. But, if he just tells the truth for once and says, look, I negotiated a hostage deal. This is going to be very difficult. It's going to be a long haul. It's going to be, but no, that's not what Trump does. Trump declares, this is peace. No one else could do this but me. I've ended 1,000 years of conflict. If he just wouldn't lie so badly, like, I think the American people would buy what he's selling, but he just can't help himself.
As far as Ukraine goes, let's talk a little bit about that, because it appears as though, and I don't know what information you got about this, but there was some sort of screaming match when Zelensky last time he met with Trump. They had some sort of yelling or screaming match, and Trump was demanding that Zelensky abide by everything that Putin wants to end the war. I mean, that's what we've heard from multiple sources. I don't know what you've heard there. It seems like that's at a stalemate as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a bad situation. I mean, it's so painfully obvious that we are walking away from Ukraine, and all the aid that has been given to them this year was all approved was all Biden stuff. It all happened last year. It was all passed last year, bipartisan, Republican and Democrat. That aid is gone. It's all run out. It's gone. And so Zelensky thought that meeting was, what he was told was that meeting was to discuss whether the U.S. would give Tomahawk missiles, long-range missiles, to Ukraine. That's what he was told. That's what he was coming there for, because Trump said, yeah, I'm leaning, because several pro-Ukraine Republicans in the Senate want that. And so Trump said, oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then, of course, Putin hears this, calls Trump 24 hours before he's supposed to meet with Zelensky. And the next thing you know, no Tomahawks, and Trump is yelling at Zelensky, saying he needs to give up even more territory than Russia currently occupies. So, I mean, this is the problem. And you know, I've said to Zelensky, I've repeatedly said to the Europeans, because I can tell you that a lot of European politicians follow me on social media and a lot of European journalists, and I just continue to beat, and a lot of them in Ukraine and Poland as well. And I continue to tell them over and over again, stop running to DC begging Donald Trump for help. Like, you're not going to get it. This guy is going to walk away and sell you out. And you have to just understand that it is up to you and only you to help Ukraine, because we are not going to help you. We are not going to do anything for Ukraine next year. I can guarantee it.
So long as Donald Trump is president, I completely agree with you there.